Okay, here we are. I don't have a lot of time to work on this, but in some previous videos, I don't edit because I don't know how to edit, and that's why these are a bunch of short little videos. But I did know how to edit and did take the time to learn how to do all that stuff. This would be one big long video with no mistakes. So for those of you who have watched these videos, if you've caught my mistakes, then good for you. And if you did not catch my mistakes, let me correct them now. I sometimes misspeak. This is all new to me, so if I call something the wrong name, bear with me. But the transom has holes in the fiberglass. I called that the gel coat last time on one of the other videos, so that is not the gel coat, that is the fiberglass. The holes are in the fiberglass in the work. There's physical holes there. And I am going to take some of this apart. Just to bring myself and you up to speed on all the fun stuff. I took that door off because it was falling off. This is a project boat of mine. This is a piece that should have been put together better, in my opinion. This, I said, had no glue on it. Well, the glue don't go here. It either had fiberglass resin that was wet and it delaminated, or it never had fiberglass resin on it to adhere to the piece of wood that was behind it that, in my opinion, was the wrong board. And that's glue. It's incorrect. And I gotta be honest with you, the more I go over this boat and look at this boat, I don't see how this could be factory, but at the same time, I don't have any reason to believe that it's not. Other than, I can't imagine the factory doing that kind of work, but this is what it is. And this is why we're working on it. So that being said, what's the master plan? I said the last time that I did not want to use plywood. I wanted to use Kuza board. And I only wanted to replace that one big piece right there. And I only want to replace that one big piece, was the original plan, until I saw the fiberglass with those holes in it. Because right now, I don't know how far back up that way it goes, or how far up that way it goes. I knew that right there had a little water damage, and I considered just replacing this section right here. However, I believe we're going to have to take that whole board out and see what's behind it and fix it all before we put any of this back together. How do I do that? Great question. Don't have the exact answer. I'm going to take it apart. This has a bow to it. If I took a straight edge and put it across here, this has a bow to it. I'm not sure if that's a piece of wood here and a piece of wood here, or if it's a piece of wood that's been glued to this. So I have some question marks on how to put it back together. So I'm kind of going slow on taking it apart. But I'm pretty darn sure I'm going to take that out. Now the challenge to all of this is, if that right there was done this way, where there's holes in here, it's a little harder to see when I ain't putting the light on it, but if that is here, and it's here, and it's from the factory, that's the other reason I think that wood up there was factory, was because this don't look like it's been touched. If it was ever touched, well, in any event, that, as poorly as that looks, I wonder how much of that bad stuff goes this way. And I had not planned on ripping this whole boat all the way out down to the fiberglass. But the reason I'm fixing this, and the reason I'm considering taking this out, is to fix this so when I put it back together it's strong and I don't have to worry about the boat sinking. And now I'm concerned about what else is this way. Well, this is an old boat. It's been around a while. Quite frankly, I'm surprised it's still on top of the water and above the earth instead of deep sixth. So I got some thinking to do, and I got some learning to do, but I'm real sure that those two boards on both sides are coming out. How do I get those out? Well, here's the thing. That wood comes to here, and this goes up, and that goes across. So if I had this out, this hole right here, if this was a relief and this board was gone and all I had to do was slide it behind that and drop it into place, I'd probably get it back in pretty easy. So I'm going to leave this upright, but I'm going to cut this board here out. When I cut along this and down and out, all the way across until I get this thing dug out. So the next step will be to mark this. This board here was soft whenever I stepped on it. It had a battery sitting on it, and I wasn't supposed to be stepping on it. But I did learn that it's a board that I had concerns about, and I believe that board just goes to here. And I believe I will cut that. I believe I'll probably leave as much of it in place as I can for now, just so I know where the height is and all that. But more than likely, this whole board will get replaced. That being said, this right here, I want to leave the upright. I don't know how wide this piece is that's under this, that board's sitting on, so I'm going to take this apart slow. I'm going to come back over in here where it is relatively safe, and I'm going to start with an inspection hole. Not going too deep because this goes up. I want to get into the actual bottom of the hole with the Sawzall, but I'm going to try to cut me an inspection hole here and see what I'm dealing with here. Not worried about sacrificing this board. It's not in that good a shape, and I'm already into this, so that's where we're going next.